Hey guys, my name's Daryl and welcome to this edition of our off-road camper build. Now, last episode we mounted the BCDC controller on the circuit board, put the battery in and got everything working. I wasn't really happy with how the battery was mounted. It just didn't work for me. I just looked at it and went, no. So between episodes I've fixed that, so I'll show you that in a moment. Now onto this episode. You'll recall I spoke about the battery and how it's kind of a mid-range battery. It's probably quite a good BMS in it and everything, according to the reviews. However, it doesn't have a Bluetooth app for my phone, so I can see what charge it's got. And I think I did mention that Renogy did have a gadget that you could just install onto the battery and it gave you that. Well, I've purchased that. They've done an update to this. It's a BT2. It clips into the up terminal on the front of the battery. You download the app. There's an app for Android, there's an app for Apple. I have Apple, and it will show you that. So I just thought this time let's just have a look at how we're expanding this battery for very little money, for 39 bucks. And we're basically getting what the higher end batteries are giving you for, it's cost me $839 for the whole lot. So I think it's been quite good value. But anyway, let's have a look at what we've done in the meantime between episodes. Now there's a few things in here that I've changed since last time. You'll recall I stated that I put an LED in here and this would show charge for the battery from the BCDC. However, I've read the Redarc online stuff and they state that this is too big an LED. So I've installed a smaller one and it's working like a champ. Going down the battery, I wasn't happy with the strap over it. So what I've done is I've bought a battery tray and that screws down to the base of the fridge box. And at the sides, I've put in some battery hold downs with an aluminium angle across the top, and that's now very solid and isn't going to go anywhere and looks a hell of a lot better than what it did. I've also cleaned up the wiring a bit. I've shortened some of the wiring and this is all working as it should now. With the back of the box, now with the box that holds all the electricals in, I've put both side mounts on now, so that's very solid and isn't going to go anywhere. Onward to the Bluetooth system. Now this is the Bluetooth system, and opening this up, it's a fairly simple gadget. All it is a Bluetooth sender unit with a power and a link diode on it, some cable and a connector, and all we need to do to get that going is to open up the flap at the front of the battery. One is a link, so if you've got batteries in parallel, you can link the batteries and you can get power ratings from all of them. This connector just goes into the up portion and we should now have that powered up. Now download the app. There's a couple of apps. It's Renogy DC Home that you need. So you open that up, press the plus button. It'll tell you that you need to plug in the BT2 Bluetooth. Press next. It tells you need to turn the Bluetooth on. That's done. It's found the battery. You can name the battery something else. Select the type of your device. It's a battery. Do we have more than one battery? We've only got one. And it already exists because I've opened it up previously. So just press confirm. You can access it and we press OK. We can see our battery is at 65.95% charge. It's 100% charge. Present voltage is 13.3 and present current is 4.76 amps. And our temperature is 15 degrees of the battery. And you can also see the cell status underneath of each of the 4 cells. So yeah, that's it. It's that simple. And it's just really nice to be able to see how this is working. You can see that just went up then, and this is just feeding off the solar. It's not that hot today in Australia. It's about 9:30 in the morning. No, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. So it's working quite well. Now, with the mounting of the Bluetooth sender, I could have mounted that on the front of the circuit board. However, I'd prefer to get it away from the electronics a little bit, so I've mounted it at the far end of the fridge box, and I think that's quite good. So for $40, I think that's been an invaluable update, and I don't see how you could have a lithium battery in your camper without being able to tell where you were, because when I was waiting for the Bluetooth module to come, I was trying to work out where we were, and it was like, oh, I think I've probably got 100% of battery charge, but it actually wasn't. We were down in the 60%. So you really need some way of looking at where your battery system is, and for $40, how could you go wrong? The only problem I have is that I can't see the level of solar feed in, and you'd have to go for a one make system to be able to do that. This Bluetooth controller plugs into other Renogy items like their BCDC charger and allows you to see solar feed in and everything. Redarc want you to jump up to their manager systems, and where this was $500, I think they're about $1,700 to $2,500. Awesome system though, because you can then feed in your shore power too, and it does a whole lot of stuff. But for a fairly simple camper, you're just compounding, and whilst I'd love to have the tech in here, I think this was enough to spend on it at this point of time anyway. With the solar feed in, at the moment at, what is it, 11:45 in the morning, I have 72.59% of charge. If we go back through where we were today, at 10:26 I was at 67.78%, and at 9:11 I was at 63%. So as the sun gets hotter, it's going to really pump up the charge into this battery, and you can see that as the day goes on. As I said, it's probably not that hot a day here. It's a very early spring day, and whilst the sun has a little bit of oomph to it, it's not a nice summer day. So you probably, if you went away, you probably just couldn't have this power. You still want the charge in from the vehicle to charge this. However, another option is to put another solar input in it and have a second array of solar panels to put on the ground that you get angle with the sun. The solar panels I've got aren't a high-end solar panel by any means of the imagination, and as we go maybe I'll pick up a second set of panels, because I'm really impressed with how this is all working with no other input. It's really good. One other thing too is keep the manual, because whilst it's not that great a manual, it does have the admin password for the app inside it. So without that you can't get into the admin side of the Bluetooth sender. So something to not just chuck this in the bin because it's like, oh, it's all sorted, I don't need it anymore. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. It's good to see all this happening. My awning's turned up, so that'll be the next thing we throw on this. But that's it for today. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.